Good morning and welcome to the SHAC. It's Monday, it's rainy, perfect weather for crafting. My name's Barbara Gray and I'm here to keep you company for an hour. This is Clarity Crafts and let's just let our friends find us because I'm early to the party and then we'll just get started. We're on T today, T for torrential rain outside. So do come on in and then we'll get going. So I'm hoping that Paul is in the building with your good selves and he will have your questions, which he can then filter through to me if there's anything that you have to ask me. But this is really more of a get-together, just thank you, Paul. Sound is nice and clear. This is just a get-together where you and I hang out on a Monday morning for an hour or so and maybe doodle a little bit, have a cup of tea, bit of banter, chat, you know, think about the week ahead. What is it that we are doing this week? Morning all from sunny Cornwall. Well, lucky you. It's raining cats and dogs over here in the southeast. Lots of water everywhere. Dave, in, perfect sum up, he said terrible weather for shepherds and sheep farmers. And I thought, yeah, must be awful. Evening, everyone from Australia. Well, hello there. I watched what was it I was watching? Oh, no, I was reading a really good book or listening to a good book this weekend. And it was all about people that had got on a boat in the 1800s and moved to Australia, to Brisbane. Yeah, Adelaide. It was interesting, really interesting. So, yeah. In fact, on the subject of Audible books, while we're waiting for our friends to come in, Gracie, her new sequel, she's an Audible reader, isn't she? She's a book reader. And her new book is coming out on Thursday. It's being released. Now, what's it called? I know that The Heartless Hunter. What was it? Just let me have a quick look, because I know that I went back and reread the first book, which was called The Crimson Moth. So I went back and read that in readiness for the Thursday one. And I'm just trying to think what the name of the new one is, because you can pre-order it, but it's already been released in the States, you see. And the reviews are absolutely fantastic. I mean, Grace has it's called Rebel Witch. Okay, it's called Rebel Witch. If you fancy listening to it, it's brilliant. I listened to the first one again just to refresh my memory in readiness for the second one. Absolutely fantastic, and the reviews are pretty spectacular. I mean, really quite something. And a lot of really good feedback about Grace's performance, really quite something. Yeah. Here we go. I have been on the verge of tears for this entire book. I didn't think it was possible to top Heartless Hunter. That was what Heartless Hunter was. What Crimson Moth was titled in the States. But Kristen Ciccarelli, that's the author, gets better with every single book. And the Grace Gray's performance is devastating and emotional and absolute perfection. Only 2 hours left and I'm already grieving the end. I know, when you read books like that or you listen to books like that, you don't want it to finish. It's like a good film, isn't it? It's like our Mark's wedding day. I didn't want it to end. I just wanted it to go on. Ciccarelli is the name of the author. I've just seen somebody asking. Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli. Let me just check that again so that I don't get it wrong. But it was really brilliant. Here we go. CICC. Here we are. I'll come in close with the camera so you can see it. There we are. Kristen Ciccarelli, Ciccarelli. That's the name of the author. And then the Grace Gray's performances. Isn't that great? Yeah. So, you know, if you're into your Audible books, which I always have been, I've read hundreds and hundreds of them, then it's great. And it's interesting because I was listening to like I say, the Crimson Moth, the one that's already out there. I was listening to it yesterday just to refresh your memory. You know, I like doing that. And I completely forgot that it was Grace actually doing the performance, because she plays all the parts. She plays the men's parts, the women's parts, she reads it from start to finish. It's not mixed narrators. It's just one person reading all the parts. And it's like listening to a radio play, except with one person performing. Yeah, pretty impressive, actually, I have to say. Even though she's my daughter, you know, I listen to other books and they don't quite do it as well as she does, I have to say. Brilliant. So, yeah, I completely forgot I was listening to Grace yesterday when I was finishing up. I was in tears over the end of that book. Spoiler alert. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. Enjoy it if you fancy it. Good to have your company. Come on in. And we're on tea for something. So I was thinking, first of all, because we can, right? I think it would be really nice to just all get in the building, and then let's have a think about words that begin with T. I'll start. I've got trust, truth, tolerance, and thought. There are my 4. Trust, truth, tolerance, and thought. So I'm directing you down that route. Yeah. I know, trapeze, teapot. I know. What about tree? So come on. I have 5 minutes in the staff room before I have to go and teach some Year 7 German. Na sowas. Und die Marion ist auch im Zimmer. Grüß dich, Marion. Und Sarah? Ja, wir müssen halt Deutsch sprechen. Let's talk German. Yeah, it's good to have your company. Funny old Monday morning. Came into a little bit of a saga, but it's all right. It's not my saga, and it's nobody's here either. It's just the way it is. I'll tell you about it when we get going. But it's good to have you. I'm feeling a little better today. My hands don't hurt as much, and I've got a hospital appointment. I know, you're in the wars, Karin. I'm sorry to hear that. Dave's got his knee surgery on Thursday. You know, it's all going on here, really. We've got quite a lot of things happening here. Testing times. That's right, Nate. Very testing times. You know, Sue, our dear Sue downstairs, she's got her mum's funeral this week, so she will be out of the building for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then one of our other friends that works here, she's got it going on with yeah, terrible situation at home, and so she's out of the building for the week. Not my story to tell, but my love and prayers are with her. You know, it's just life happens. You know, life happens, and you just have to. It's not this situation, but how you respond to it that ultimately affects you. Having said that, some situations are showstoppers. You know, how do you come back from some of these situations? I don't know. I do not know. So, yeah, hopefully they'll have the energy to deal with it, and the family is strong enough to handle what's going on there. Like I say, it's not my story to tell. Just trust that we've got T for trust. We've got it going on here at Clarity, and we're trying to support our staff. Now, what else have we got? Come on, T for what? T for tea. T for tea. T for time. Time for tea. Yeah, T for trouble. Lots of trouble around at the moment. you know. And sometimes you think, God, it seems so superficial to be sitting here doodling and banter, you know, and chatting. But what else is the only way really to stay sane, you know? We get together, we have a chat, we kind of redirect our thinking a little bit. I think it's a good idea, you know, tea for tortoise. Jackie Cooling's off on one. Yeah, you know, tea for tortoise. So let's just get started on some doodling, and then I've got a plan, you know. I have suggestions for tea. Yeah, trust. That's my one too. So we started out with P for people. So I don't know if you remember, but we were on the little guys, the little P for people, and we had some fun doing them a couple of weeks ago. T for teamwork. Perfect. Teeth. Yeah. Trust. Teamwork. And it's not just doodling, it is mutual support. You are so right, Zara. And this week we need some mutual support. So we had the P for people, and then we turned it into Q for Q's of people, right? And then we had some real fun with those little whole queues of them. And then last week we looked at reflections and shadows, R and S. I think we did some raindrops here at some point. Let me have a look. We did do some raindrops. Yeah, we looked at how to do water drops, which was really easy and revisiting something. And then we looked at reflections and shadows and how to do a reflection. And we figured out quite quickly that it's easier to do a reflection when you're left to right rather than north to south. Yeah. So you can see here we got the girl, the lady with her 2 children, or the bigger sister with the 2 kids, and the husband and wife, or the sister and brother. So it was fun to do, easy to do. T for tree, yeah, that was the one that was on my mind. T for travel, tranquility. I like that one. I'm going to write that one down. Tranquil. Thank you. Okay. So the whole idea this morning is for us to hang out a little bit, do a little bit of art, make something, make art, get out of our heads, get with our hands. Okay, calm down, and maybe reset our thinking a little bit, reframe our thoughts a little bit for the week ahead. You know, I think so too, don't you? Late this morning, had to go and pick up his medication. Oh, that'll be me next week. Okay, good. Now, I was thinking we need to look at trust, okay? I was driving into work with Dave this morning, and I'd actually settled on tree and done a little prep about tree. We could do tree another time. We do loads of trees. We did trees on Friday. We've got trees and leaves. But then as I was coming into work, given the circumstances and what's going on, I thought trust. It just came into my head, and I thought, yeah, let's go down that route today. Trust is such a powerful thing, you know. And I thought, why don't we just write out the word trust? We've got to do it uppercase T and a lowercase t, because that's what we always do. And I thought, well, they're at the beginning and the end of the word trust. So all we've got to do is put R, U, and S in the middle. Us, as in trust. And I thought, yeah, that works for me. And we can talk about it and we can reflect on it, you know. I think so. I do think so, friends. Let's look at trust. All right. So I started it. I've already gone there. And I thought, you need some tracing paper. Together's a good one. Teach, treasure, trough, treats, tinkering, Thunderbirds. Ken Kilminster. Treasure's good. To treasure something. Now, let's have a look. Trust. So I was thinking, well, have a look at trust. There it is. Okay, let me put some white copy paper behind it. Now, you may remember that we did love. All you need is love. Trust is very important. I think trust is paramount. You break someone's trust, it's one of those things that you really, I don't think you ever get it back properly if you abuse somebody's trust. Do you ever get it back? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So I thought we did love last time, and it was such a really nice thing to do. And I thought, well, let's take a look at trust. Let me put a bit of white copy paper behind it. I drew it out, and I actually used our love template to get trust in place. So the two are very sort of inextricably linked, really, aren't they? So you see, if I look at where love was, did you draw love with me? Have you got love in your folder? Have you got love in your folder? I'm giving you a chance to find love. Go on. It's easiest to draw over the top. I mean, I can show you what to do, but if you've already done the work, then it's useful if you've got love. Okay, look. So you remember we did this. And it's these letters, it's the height of the letters that we're going for again. There you go. Trust is like a piece of china, very fragile, and once it's broken, it can never be the same again. There will always be cracks in the mend. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And you can call it kintsugi if you like, but I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, there's a level of, when trust is broken, do you ever really get it back? You can forgive, but do you actually ever forget? I'm not sure. So, no, I don't. What am I saying? I know I don't. But let's have a look. So we've got the A, and we've got uppercase, and then we've got lowercase. But I was thinking that we could do something a little bit more block printy. This is rather nice, right? And it's, if we take the word love, you'll see that I went to the height. I changed the height a little bit on the letters. Let me show you. See where we've been drawing them on the tracing paper? They're at 4 centimetres, and now we're going up to 5 centimetres. So we're making them taller and thinner. I like that look, right? So what we're going to do is we're going freehand. So once you've got the height of the letters, then I'll show you how to draw a word. I think it's good to do, and then we can go from that. I found personally, while I was writing and drawing out the letters, I could feel myself calming down, because I walked into a bit of a storm this morning. It's just the way it is. It's one of those things, right? And then I just took myself away, drew this trust, and just pondered the word for an hour while I was doing it. And now I'm all right again, you know? And I think it's important that you have something, you know, because you can't control what's coming at you, but you can control your reaction, you know? So let's look at this, and I'm going to take that out of the way. Imagine trying to do this on our old camera. Look, bright white, never would have worked, would it? I'll just put a bit of white copy paper there. And the first thing I'll do is take the word love that we did before. Have you got that? Because all I want is actually these 3 lines. So let's give ourselves a ruler, and let's give ourselves a pencil. Right, and let's just draw the top of the letter, okay? Then where the top of the lowercase is, and then the base to anchor it. There we are. So now we've got our 3. See, I love that. I think that looks so nice. And we'll do something similar when we get to trust, when we get there. Okay. So once we've got that, see, let me just overlay that so you can see it. We're going to go T, we'll do the T, and then we'll just work our way along. But if I had to do anything, if this were in a computer, if I'm just going to say, I didn't have time to go again, but on a typesetting point, right, from a typesetting point, this one here, I would take all 4 of those because they're all perfect, and I would move them that way a tiny bit so that this was here. But it's not bad. It's not bad. So let's start with the T and let's take it from there. And if you want to use a ruler to keep the lines straight as you're going, then by all means, right, use a ruler. So we're going to start with trust and with the T. So do you want to know how wide it is across the top? So it's about just under 5, let's call it 4.5 to 5 centimeters across the top. Okay. So I'm going to go, I'll start here and I'll go between 4.5 and 5 centimeters. So from there to there, reasonable. What's that? A couple of inches. I don't have an inch ruler here. There we are. Sorry, guys. Right, and then of course, if that's 5, then I'm going to go 2.5 in, and I'll just bring this down. So I've got something to work around. That's the T, if you like. So if I were to take the T that I've drawn, you'll see that goes straight down the middle of the letter. Do you see? Good. So if we now take that T and let's just draw this. Let's just go for it freehand. I mean, the only thing I would suggest is that you have a couple of erasers and a rubber and maybe a sharpener handy, and you're just working. I'm just using an old HB pencil. That'll do. Right. So then I'll just come into there, and what we can do is, do you want a little curve on it? Yeah, or do you want it blocky? If you want a little curve, let me show you. Just do that. Do that. So you go to there and then you make it's almost like, if I were to turn this around, it almost looks like brackets. Yeah, I think that helps. Paul says there's an inch ruler underneath. Thank you, Paul. What a guy. Right, so 2 inches. That'll do. Okay, so then that's easy enough because then you've got 1 inch right in the middle, haven't you? So then once you've got that, where it curls, you're going to come in here like so, and it's going to be the same width. So you can use a ruler or you can go freehand. If you go into freehand, then you want to kind of keep your eye on the road ahead, like the motorbike, the wheel. Look at the horizon, not the front, not the wheel. There we go. So then we can put a little foot on there if you fancy it. Then we'll take this bit out. This won't take long. Look. So we'll just lose all that. And that's given us our base, hasn't it, for our T. Oh, sorry. Feels like that's unusual for this camera. Let's have a look, getting a bit closer. That'll work. Is that it? We put a ruler on there so it holds it better. Right. So now we're going to go. We can always add a little bit more of a flourish later, but let's just get the rough shape in. I'm just making it a bit heavier. You don't need to, but I'm just doing it for the sake of the camera. Okay. There you go. That'll do. Good. Right, that's the T. Now, the R. So, having already done this, right, there's my T. So what I was thinking was that I would move the R over a little tiny bit. Rather than bring it in here, I'll bring it over a tad, like that. Just a little bit, so that it's sitting a little bit further in underneath the umbrella of the, yeah? So as far as the R goes, it's quite a nice straightforward R. You've just got a box like that and then a little hook over. Okay, should we try that? So we'll just keep that separate. There we go. We'll just draw this down here like so. I like doing freehand only because it does focus the mind, doesn't it? So how wide do we want this to be? Well, I don't know. Let's just eyeball it. Let's not get hung up on measurements. Let's just use our eyes. There. Try that. I spoke to Maggie yesterday, Maggie Craner. She called me and we had a chat. She's doing all right. all things considered, she's doing okay. There we are. Not bad. I maybe want to make that a bit thicker and bring that down a little bit. How are you doing? Are you drawing this along with me? I think this would be quite nice, actually. I think I want this to be a little bit thicker here. Yeah. So that's coming around like so. Sometimes you just got to kind of scribble it until you're happy with it and then tidy it up afterwards, don't you think? Trust. Trust. The definition of trust. A firm belief in the reliability, truth, or ability of something or someone. There you go. That's the definition of trust. Now, when you're typesetting, when you're laying out your letters like this, it really does help. Let's have a look. That one's about 1 1/4. Let's just keep it kind of similar. 1 1/4. There you go. So now we've got the U, which is the one we're going to pop in the middle here. So let's just put a U in, and we won't put a tail on it yet. Let's just see. We can always add a tail if we want one afterwards. So they want to be about the same width as that, don't they? So keep it sort of equidistant so that then, you know, let's have a look. Just trust the process, all right? Trust that what you're doing is, we often have to trust the process. You know, you hear me say that a lot when we're doing like different arty techniques and I say, well, don't keep the faith, trust the process. We will get there. You just can't keep questioning everything, right? That was a bit thick. And it's true, you know. Tell you what else is a good thing to do is, there you go. Let's get that, because we're going off piste here. Let's get that straight. Like that, like a box. That will help. Right, that helps a lot. So then we'll come round there like that. There we are. That's much better. Okay. Then we'll lose that, and we'll lose that. There. So the thing is, when you're laying up type for a printer or a printing press, it's always important to just look at 3 letters at a time. Okay. I think I've told you this before, but when I'm like laying up stamps or words, or you just look at 3 letters at a time and make sure that they're right. And now I'm going in for the 4th letter. Now I'll lose the T, and now I'll just look at the R, the U, and the S, right? And then I'll lose the R, and I'll just go to the U, the S, and the T. You'll see what I mean. So here, I look at those 3, and I think that the spacing is absolutely wonderful. It looks just right. The balance is right. And you have to trust your eyes to tell you that the balance is right there, right? Because the spacing isn't, but the balance is, if you get what I mean. Whereas if I show you this one here, let me show you the difference. That one, I moved this in a little bit, didn't I? So I made the space here not so. But check this one out. See, if you look at that one, by comparison, see, me personally, I think the gap here is too great. Do you see what I mean? It's weird because it's just the eye. The eye tells me that that's right. So now let's look at the S. So what we're going to do now is concentrate on the R, the U, and the S, right? Lose the T in your mind's eye. Let's go to the R, the U, and the S. So it might require a little bit of, let's have a look. I'm just going to draw a skeleton S. That's the outside of the S there. Let's have a look. And I'm going to make sure that it's about the same. So if that's the outside there, and that's the outside there, could work. Might have to move it over a little bit, but I think it's probably about right. Okay. So then, now let's see. If that's the outside, Then the inside is going to come round here. And then I'm going to go to there, like that. And then I'm going to bring this one round, like this. See, just feathering it until I'm happy with I think the depth, that's about right. Not too thick. Bring it round here. And then let's just curl that over like so. And let's see what we've got. Now, if I look at those three together, I'd say that's pretty good. You know, the balance is right, isn't it? And it's all done on tracing paper, and it's all done with a pencil. So there's no pressure here at all, you know. And I think that's got to be taken into consideration, you know, that you really don't have to worry about it. There's no right or wrong. You just do it. Relax into it. The tighter your arm is and the more nervous you are about this, the more you think you can't do it, the more likely you are to be right. So let's take a look here. We've got trust. I like that. And if I were to suggest, like we did last week when we were doing that, the children, you know, the reflection thing. Oh, I quite like that. So if I take that one and that one, I just look at the R, the U and the S, I'd say that they're pretty good. So the last one now to consider, I think I'm going to make that a little bit darker so you can see it as well. There. Nice. There we go. Trust. Now the last one is the T. So you have to decide what sort of T you want. Ha ha ha. Right. And then we've got to, now we're going to U, S and T. So it's the back of this one is going to create the balance. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with the sort of T I'm going to do is just a hook one like that. So that back wall there is going to be, the balance has got to be right. See? So let's have a look. I'll do it by hand. Maybe it'd be better to do it like this. Sometimes a different angle is good. Let's see. It wants to be straight and it wants to be, let's see if it's about there. Let's see what I think, and I do that. Yeah, that's about right. So if I pop that in the back, and then we're going to make a hook like that, and it's coming around like that, so it looks the same as that. That's the T. See? Use it again. I reckon this will work. Up we go there. And then the arm is going to be there. Okay, not big. That'll do. And then that will come back round here. Here we go. Trust. So we're really busy at work at the moment. We're pedaling away trying to get all these orders out from the sale. You know, the half-price member sale. It was brilliant, and it's helped us a lot, of course, but it helps our customers too. You know, that's an opportunity, a unique opportunity for our members to buy things at half price. You know, so it's worth, all good things are worth waiting for. There we go. So we're a little bit, we're not even behind actually. We're going for it. But you know, if you're a Clarity Club member, you know that the trick now is to be patient and just let us get on with it. Okay. Just let us get on with picking and packing the orders. I've already explained in the nicest possible way that we've got a bit of a situation here with a couple of staff, and it is in that picking packing area and front of house that we've got the situation. So, do you know, I'm not sure whether that might not look better if it was straight rather than, I don't know, or maybe a little, oh, let's try something. So we've got this, we've got a little bit of a situation and we're pulling together to try and sort it. It will be fine. Let me see, does that look good? That might work, that kind of curve. This too shall pass. But what I would ask you to do, Do I like that? Right, I've tried that one. Now I'm going to try a straight one, and then I can make my mind up. The other thing is, you know, let's have a look. I think I probably prefer a straight one, actually. Soft straight, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I like that better. But you can pick it, can't you? You can decide which one you want. They're all the same thickness here. This is a little bit thinner, isn't it? Yeah. Make that a bit thicker. So what I would ask you to do, though, is just be patient. And on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, Sue is out of the building. The phones are not manned, apart from with other people that are picking the phones up. But the trouble is that when they're picking the phones up because you're chasing your orders, then they're not able to get on with their jobs because they have other jobs here. They're either accountants or designers, and they're picking up the phones to support Sue. And so that it has a knock-on effect. So unless you really have to ring, don't, because at the moment we've got it going on here. Okay. Now let's have a look. Trust. You can trust me and my company that your order will be sent and it will go out. And have I ever given you a reason not to trust me? I don't think so. Not to the best of my knowledge, and certainly not knowingly. Okay, certainly not knowingly. So the reason that I'm a little bit rattled today is because we had somebody on the phone on Friday who was chasing an order that was 4 days old, and was very aggressive, very rude, reduced Jazz to tears. Sue tried to calm her down. She wasn't going to be appeased, shouting and hollering. Her husband also, you know. They kept me out of the loop because I was on television with Paul. The woman said, that's me, is on the telly selling stuff and you're not even getting my order out. You know, so my staff protected me from that because obviously I'm on telly peddling, trying to keep everything going. Do you understand? I'm rattled. And I think if you were in my situation, you'd be very rattled too. I don't take kindly to people bullying my staff. I don't tolerate it either, T for tolerate, right? So I've T for thought about it. And I got to say, right, and my husband, who's also an owner of the company, we had a meeting when we found out about it this morning because my staff protected us from it because we've got stuff going on as well. So they wouldn't tell me about the chaos that was going on while Paul and I were on telly on Friday. I don't like this stuff, you see. It doesn't sit well with me, okay? And so we both looked at each other this morning when we found out, when we came in, and I said, you know, pub regulations here. We have pub rules. And if you walked into a pub and behaved like that, the landlord, if you started shouting and hollering at one of the landladies, any landlord worth his mettle, if you started going at a barmaid like that, the landlord would sling you out. That's what they used to do in my day when I was a barmaid, you know. And so in this company, we have pub rules. And if you are abusive to my staff or our staff on the phone and you bully them, and you say the things that you said on Friday, trust me, you are no longer welcome. You do not get to drink at my bar. So I'm just putting that out there because to the lady and her husband who had that performance on Friday and upset our staff to the point where they were reduced to tears, trust me, T for trust me, that will not happen again. And to the husband who was threatening to come down here and sort Sue out, really? This is not acceptable behaviour. We're a craft company. If that's the biggest problem you've got is a £50 order that's 4 days late, then people, you need to take a look at life and what's going on. Enough said. So, trust. If you're listening to me, right, then you know who you are. And to threaten my staff to threaten them and say that you're going to tell Facebook all about us, you know what? Be my guest. Be my guest. Because I trust my TIFA tribe. I trust my people and my community. And I know that they would take you out. TIFA take you out. But give it your best shot. And to the husband who says he's going to take us to trading standards, I'd love to see what they'd have to say. I know. Okay, so let's carry on with trust. I just needed to let you know, right, that will not be TIFA tolerated. Not as long as I draw breath and not as long as I own this company, okay? And to the rest of the people who are in the room, I know it's not you. I know, you know, you don't behave like that. You wouldn't be part of the Clarity team if you behave like that. But I'm telling you now, and I've also told my staff, right, I'm on it now. I've also told my staff, if you dare to call this company again, if you dare to pick the phone up, you will speak to me and nobody else, okay? Because I do need to protect my people. So if you want to have a talk, then TIFA talk to me, nobody else, because nobody else is. I've told them all not to listen to you anymore, just in case you are watching today, because you probably do. Right, good. And there we have it. So, trust. When you look at those three letters, you can see that they sit really well together. And then when you look at those three letters, you can see they sit really well together. So do those two, right? And so do those three. So if you were to write a longer word like tolerance or thought or tranquil or treasure, then all you've got to do is take 3 letters at a time. And yes, you have been blocked from Facebook, just to let you know. Right, TRU, RUS, UST, and so it goes on. Okay, now, once we've done that, right, then the next thing is that we need to, there we are, we need to put some lovely trellis work through there. I think that's the way to go. So what we're going to do now is take our pencil and another overlay. So what I think is we'll take this one, we'll take another piece of tracing paper, all right? Let's take another bit of tracing paper. Let's see if I can pull that out by, that's it. And we'll pop that over the top, like so. Good. Yeah, so pop that over the top. And then what we're going to do is draw like a trellis, like this, you know, like we did with the love. But we'll weave it after we've drawn it. You don't have to draw it into the letters. We'll just make a curve and then we'll start weaving it around the letters. Okay, and then we'll decide whether it's at the back or at the front, where we're going to put hearts, where we're going to put leaves. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, shame on them. Right. And also, it works even better if you turn it round this way. I found, just like we did the other day, that when you turn it round this way, okay, it really is easier to make that kind of, look, if we look at this, I literally went from here, I went down like that, that's all it is, just a squiggle straight through the letters. See? Look, I'll show you. You go like that and you just squiggle straight through the letters, and it gives you the opportunity then to go in and out. If you go like that, okay, then you've missed your opportunities of weaving through the letters. So kind of, even though it feels like you should be going a bit more swirly, start at the top and then work your way through like that, okay? There we are. So you're going to start here and you're just going to work your way through those letters like that. So let's just do it. And the other thing is that you've got to remember, you're not on the layer where the word is. You're on the layer above. See, that's it. It's like just a wave going through like so. Okay? Right. Right, cup of tea. I'll let you get your wave right. I went through about 4 pieces of tracing paper before I got that silly little wave right. And the reason was because I was going out too far. And then I wasn't catching the letters. Okay. So let's turn this round and let's see what else we can do now. So what we want to do is start to kind of, let's have a look here. If you look at this, we went like that, and then we brought this one round here and we brought that one through there. Okay, there you go. So let's have a look. We'll turn this round, and this is going to be very considered, what we're doing now. Considered. So here, for example, this one can come out of here. I think this one would look really nice. And the other thing is, of course, you can go round the back as well, but I think that'll be lovely there if we bring this one just round here like so. Let's just do this like that. That's all right. This is not as easy as you think. You know, to get the balance is quite. So you don't want them all to look in the same direction. So this one here, this is quite nice. I think we can go like that there. See, that's quite a nice, because then what you do is you bring this one out like so, and you maybe make a cup like that. And then this one here, so you don't want to be going all in the same directions. That looks too weird. So what about if we bring this one round here, and then we curl it there. See, that's rather lovely. And then this one here, I've got a feeling this would look really nice like that. I just have that feeling that one would look lovely. We can always blend them all in afterwards, but it's about getting the balance. So you've got that one going that way, you've got that one going that way, that one. So it follows to my mind that this one could probably come in that. I've got a feeling I want to go this way. Let me just have a think. Oh, let's have a look. Like that? I like that. No, that one's wrong, and I knew it immediately. See, the other thing is that my staff have to trust me. They have to trust that I will do the right thing. They have to trust that they're protected. Yeah? Goes without saying. I hate it. Bloody hate it. This kind of conflict. You know, on a Monday is what you need, like a hole in the head. When you've got all the other crises going on, proper crises. I mean, I'm talking like life and death crisis. So to have to deal with this kind of stuff is ridiculous. But it needs to be dealt with because people trust that I will. So I do. Now, let's have a look. We've got that one and that one and that one. So I feel this one needs to come this way. Do you not see what that looks like? Yeah, that's it. That one goes that way. Maybe a bit. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. Right. That'll do for now. Can always be changed. It's a moving feast, remember? Yeah, isn't it weird? So there's me thinking about trust on the way in, looking at the rain and looking at talking to Dave about trust. And then I walk in and I get tea for tested straight away. It's like he's got a funny sense of humour. He says, right, you want to talk about trust? Don't talk about it, do it, you know? So there you go. Now, let's see. If we've done that and that, this is going to be quite nice. So what we need to do next is decide what else are we going to. So on this one, we put hearts. Look, let me show you where we went with it. It's darker, you can see it. We put hearts. We put these little teardrops there. I really like this. We had some leaves, which are really pretty. So we've got choices now. We can use hearts. We can use droplets. We can use leaves. Yeah? Let's see what we got. Now, let's have a look. See, that's rather nice like that. Okay, I like droplets. Let's do some droplets. So this week, we've got and this was the intention anyway. You can't make these plans. Don't think you're that important that I'm going to change my plans, whoever you are. This week, given all the circumstances here, right? We haven't got any TV, except for Friday. We've got lovely Deborah Wheeler in the building, which I'm really pleased about. So Deb's going to be coming in, and she's going to be rowing the boat on Friday, 10 and 2 o'clock. What do I think about that? I might have to change that. It's a little bit too close to that. So she's coming in at 10 and 2. So that'll be good. Let me just check this out. I think this is going to be all right, but it needs to come a bit further round like that. That's better. So that's Friday. And then on Sunday, it's really exciting. So normally I do Sunday, but you know that Dave's having his knee surgery, so I'm going to stay close to home, and so I'm not around on Sunday. Therefore, Paul and Louise, lovely Louise Goldin, we've got a completely new idea that they're going to pitch to you on Sunday. I think you'll really like it. So that's at 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock on Sunday. Okay. And so from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, they'll be entertaining you, and I'll be watching with you. Okay. So I think you'll enjoy it anyway. And it's a really big opportunity. It's something new. It's something that we're putting in place. I hope that you like it. And then, let me see. And that's it really for this week. You know, we're picking and packing as fast as we can. Got Deborah Wheeler here on Friday. And then on Sunday, we've got Louise and Paul with this exciting new idea. And I shall be at home taking care of my Dave and making sure that he is comfortable. And then the following week, this time next week, I'm going to play it by ear. It depends entirely on how Dave is and where I am. So I'm going to probably work from home so that I can keep my eye on him, because he trusts me and I need to be there. Goes without saying, right? I think anybody who's had a knee surgery will know that that's... Do you know what? I think I'm going to get a bit of an angle on those two and overlap them a bit. I think that would be really nice, right? Really a bit of a sweep. So next Monday, it will be it's up in the air as to whether I do the SHAC or don't do the SHAC. If I do the SHAC, it will be from home. Okay, that's going to be nicer. I like that. I'll do the SHAC from home if I do it at all. It depends on Dave. Okay, so bear with me. I'm doing the best I can. And when things like Friday happen, I question the point of any of it. And I bet you understand that. But that doesn't mean that bullies are going to get the better of us. It just means that we may have to change the way we do things a little bit to protect the staff. So that's something to think about. And I've got a couple of weeks to consider it. So there you go. See, I love this. I love this. So I think I'm going to pop a heart in there. That's nice. See how it starts to come together? And this one, it really looks more like doesn't that look nice as a kind of a flower of some sort? You know, dropping down. Yeah. But there you go. So we've got a birthday. We've got a birthday Have we got a birthday boy? A very happy birthday, Richard. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow, Richard. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Richard. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Richard Gray. There you go. We're not related, but we're friends. Nice. Yeah, we've got a birthday month coming up, like proper birthday on birthday on birthday. So it starts with D Paramore, then me. I don't know. I think I'm before D. I always think she's before me, but I think I'm before her. Laura, Dave's daughter, she's on the 10th. Then there's, I think Dee's on the same day. Then there's me on the 13th. Then there's Grace on the 23rd. And we found out that that Janice Phillips is on the 23rd of March as well. Boom. So I was talking to her last night. She's good. And then what else we got then? Oh, and then our Mark, he's on the 1st of April. So it's just boom, 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 birthday, birthday, birthday. And then that's it then for ages. Funny how they all come in. They all come in waves, don't they, birthdays? So I did make some cards actually at the weekend. They came out quite nice. So that U's a bit dodgy. You can see it now. That U needs a little bit of rounding up there. So I'm going to leave you with some homework, friends. And I'm not going to apologise for my outburst because it comes from the heart. But what I want you to do, and then decide, right, for example, this one's coming, I'll show you what I mean. This one here is coming around the front. So I'm going to double wall it, right? I'm double walling it, that swirl, so that this one here goes through the back. Yeah? So you'll see. So this one is coming through there like that. And that one's coming around the front like that. And then when it gets to here, I think, this one needs to go to the back now. Right? So that one goes to the back like that. And then this one comes to the front. So now this one, it comes like that's there like so. And then round we come like that. And, oh, I'll tell you another thing though, me with my diet. So a lovely customer, I mean, let's face it, the majority of our customers are wonderful, all right? I know that. It's just been a bit jaded. One of our lovely customers, this is quite funny. So this big box arrives, right? And it's got Barbara Gray on it, so it gets sent home. So I open it up thinking, what have I ordered from Amazon? I haven't ordered anything from Amazon. Don't know. 5 boxes of Thornton's chocolates. I know. 5 boxes of Thornton's chocolates. I said, I think they're for the team, not for me. There's, you know, I could have sat there all weekend eating them, but I didn't. And so I brought them back into the office today, and I said, does anybody know? Because there was no message, no card, no nothing. So I said, I know that there'll be a gift. So I went into Sue. I said, you got any information on 5 boxes of Thornton's chocolates? Because they're obviously for the different people in the rooms that work here. And she went, oh yeah, that's so and so. And she said, yeah, because I was helping her out and she got confused with her order, so I was trying to help her out. And then she said, oh, I'm going to send you something. And so that was what that was. So you see, the vast majority of our customers are those people, are those lovely people, you know. And I refuse flatly to tolerate bullying. So those people have to be evicted, don't they? Pub rules. That's what I think. Either that or behave. Those are your choices. Yeah, so we've got loads of Thornton's chocolates. Tea for Thornton's. I know. So I'm going to go and find a box in a minute, and I may treat myself. Blow the diet. See? So what I'm doing is, you see how, doesn't it look lovely when you start to weave? So I'm going to ask you to do this, right? Have a look at it. Maybe pick another word. Next Monday, I'll try to do the SHAC from home. Yeah, shouldn't be. See, it's not just about flick the switch an hour and then off again. It's the hour beforehand, you know, but I'll see how Dave is. And if we get together in the SHAC on Monday, I'd like to join you and give you an update on what's going on and who's where and how things are happening and what's going on. But I will carry on this where I've left it off. I won't do any more. I've got other things to think about this week, and I'm sure you understand. But that doesn't mean to say that you couldn't pick another word that's really lovely and create some art around it. Make art every day, friends. Okay. Paul, thank you for your help. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Spare a thought for the people here at Clarity. They've got it going on, some of them more than others. Okay. Lots of love. And I will, don't forget tomorrow, Paul's on Groovy Tuesday. But other than that, Deborah Wheeler and Paul on Friday, and then Louise and Paul on Sunday. You see that word Paul that keeps cropping up? Thank goodness for Paul Church. Thanks for your help, Paul. Bye-bye now.